Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota joins us from Washington. She is a member of the Judiciary Committee and a former prosecutor. Senator, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Norah. It's great to be on.
You heard Judge Kavanaugh say that he has never sexually assaulted anyone, not in high school, not ever. He also said he has never been so drunk that he didn't remember the night before. Do you believe Judge Kavanaugh is lying?
I have in front of me several witnesses, people who are coming forward that want to have a chance to make their case to the American people, to make their case to the Senate. And I think we need to give them the opportunity to do that. And there are a few things that he said in that interview that I really keyed in on. The first was that he said that he wanted a fair process. And to me, that obviously means allowing for some limited investigations, a background information check where you simply go and you check with the people that these women said were there. And it is a lot different to have to be interviewed by an FBI agent under oath, basically, than it is when you're just talking perhaps to a reporter off the record. And the second thing about that interview was when he said that he actually downplayed his drinking, and he said he never really blacked out, so he didn't remember things. I mean, those are things that really go to credibility, given some of the stories circulating out there. And again, even in the Anita Hill hearing, Norah, we had dozens of witnesses that came forward and were allowed to testify. This time, all of that's being shut out. And as a former prosecutor, I think you have to be able to at least get the facts down. I think it's important, no matter what side you're on this, if you want him or you don't want him, don't you want to have the facts?
Can I ask you this? Because in the case with Dr. Ford, as well as even Deborah Ramirez, I mean, how do you evaluate these accusations when there is essentially no contemporaneous evidence?
Well, first of all, you look at things as you would in any kind of a case or a proceeding. You look at the fact that she came forward and talked about this before Judge Kavanaugh was even famous. He was on the D.C. Circuit, but I don't think many people could name one judge on there except maybe Merrick Garland. But there she was coming forward to a marriage counselor saying that this had happened to her. I think that's interesting because she didn't really have a motivation to make that up. And then in other cases, you would also look at what did the other witnesses say. And in this case, we're being shut out by getting that information, things that haven't happened in past hearings when major things have come forward. The White House has asked the FBI, like in the Anita Hill case, to reopen the investigation.
Senator, the Republicans, pardon me, are thinking about having an experienced sex crimes prosecutor do the questioning. Given the sensitivity, given that everybody wants to get to the bottom of this, isn't that a good idea?
John, you know, this isn't a criminal trial. And when you look through history, you have senators who represent their constituents asking questions. And that is how we plan to do this on our side, the way it's always been done. They're looking at, and I believe a lot of it has to do is that they have only men on their side. They have 11 men. I said the other day, that old movie, 12 Angry Men. This is instead 11 men trying not to look angry by having a woman do their work. And I don't understand why they wouldn't just have one or two of their own senators, many of whom have had vast experience in criminal justice, ask those questions.
Senator, could we talk about Rod Rosenstein for just a second? His position appears to be a little tenuous today. Are you concerned about the meeting on Thursday that he may be fired or may resign?
I'm very concerned. This is a man that is #2 in the Justice Department, overseeing a national security investigation, the Mueller investigation, about whether a foreign country cyber attacked our own country. Sometimes people call it meddling. I think that's what I do when I call my daughter on a Saturday night and ask her what she's doing. This is an actual cyber attack. And for the president to be looking at getting rid of this person, I think is absolutely outrageous. He's someone that served under Democratic and Republican presidents, and it's very important that we keep him in place, protect the investigation. That's why a number of us are saying, let's bring that special counsel bill that passed through bipartisan Judiciary Committee.
All right,
let's bring it to the floor, protect this investigation.
All right, Senator, we'll have to leave it there.
Thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you, Gayle. Thank you, Norah. Thanks, John.
CBS News will bring you live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings beginning Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central.